For decades, FromSoftware, the creator of the Souls genre, dominated the niche. More and more studios were trying to recreate the success of FromSoftware, but none so far succeeded. Until that day. September 18th, 2023 was the day when the dominance of FromSoftware got challenged. A studio of no renown, Round 8, created the ultimate competitor. Many souls were working day and night to create this product that can finally put an end to the rule of FromSoftware in Souls niche. To win in this duel, FromSoftware sent its best champion, the Elden Lord, one who defeated gods, the Tarnished Warrior. Against him, a nameless puppet, a vessel for ego. Tales tell that it doesn't possess a soul. Or does it? This battle continued for 277 days. None could claim the victory. Until finally, on June 21st, 2024, the Tarnished Warrior was the last one standing. Thus, once again re-establishing the rule of FromSoftware over the niche. And so FromSoftware rule over it to this day. But for how long? When will the next champion appear? For there certainly will be one. Hope you liked this little intro. If you did, please leave your generous like. Thank you. So, what was that intro about? It was about FromSoftware Future. FromSoftware is the most trustworthy developer of video games. They put the price tag of $40 on a DLC, and the gaming society said, yes, we trust you. No other studio is able to do that. FromSoftware games are on the peak of their popularity, but this popularity attracts a lot of competitors that want a slice of that cake. Lies of P got dangerously close to FromSoftware. It is literally a mix of Bloodborne with Sekiro, and it is extremely good. No game before has been able to get that close to the quality of the actual FromSoftware game. So let's discuss what is the future of FromSoftware. Will FromSoftware be overmatched, or will they continue to thrive? Elden Ring with the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC is almost a perfect game. There are some small pieces that I would like to change. A couple of those topics I discuss in my video about the Elden Ring hot takes. You can check it out later. However, one of the topics that I want to discuss in this video is the topic of graphics. Elden Ring is barely a prettier game than Dark Souls 3. FromSoftware is pretty good in making metals, like swords and armor. They're really good in architecture, scenery and landscape. However, they're really bad at making hair, skin, cloth, grass, etc. Just look at Godfrey. The dude looks like he is from Dragon Age Origins, the game that was made in 2009. If FromSoftware wants to remain on the top, they need to improve their visuals. Lies of P looks a lot better. The game was developed on Unreal Engine 4, and we already see a lot of games being developed on Unreal Engine 5. They look stunning. FromSoftware develops their games on their own engine. I am not an expert, I can't say if FromSoftware must switch to Unreal Engine 5, or they can upgrade their old engine. But I know for sure that if FromSoftware want to improve their graphics, they may be outmatched. And some may say, the graphics don't matter. Yes, it is not the most important thing, but it still matters. Imagine two identical games. Their combat are equally cool, their story are equally good. But one looks stunning and the other one is ugly. Which one will you buy? The answer is obvious. Again, it isn't the main thing, but in the world of extreme competition, every aspect of the game matters. If it doesn't matter, all of you wouldn't last for Black Myth Wukong graphics. Just an interesting detail. Did you know that to progress Ranni's questline and eventually marry her, you need to beat her mother first? Yes, it is mandatory to beat your mother-in-law to marry Ranni. An interesting detail. Now, I have made a video about FromSoftware formula, how FromSoftware creates their games. It is a good video, you can check it out later. But in that video I was wrong on one thing. I said that the majority of the people that play FromSoftware games are playing for gameplay, and the plot and the lore is for the nerds. Yes, majority of the people that are playing the game are not trying to explore the lore themselves, but they are also planning to get the references, bits and pieces of information, names of characters, etc. So they can learn this lore through YouTube videos and TikTok videos. So even though they are not planning to explore the lore themselves, they are still in the community of the game. They are creating jokes and memes about Moog Lester and then Mickey Lester. Memes about Marika, how she is just a girl and did nothing wrong, even though she mistreated a lot of her kids. Memes about Miyazaki and how he loves feet, etc. All of that is keeping the hype about FromSoftware games up, and the sales rate as well. Some may ask, how it helps the sales rate? The same way social media are interested in you spending time in it, the same way it helps being in the community of FromSoftware. This way you get entertained and you get the news about new games or DLCs, etc. I am an example of that. I didn't plan to play Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. I rarely play DLCs at all. But the hype that community created around that DLC hyped me as well. FromSoftware's success partially is caused by the lore, how confusing and hard it is to understand. Lies of P gave away its lore too easily, so Lies of P doesn't cause discussions around the game. Sekiro got the same problem. There's much less interest in Sekiro because the plot of the game is given almost for free. I think after Sekiro, FromSoftware understood it and will never give away the lore for so cheap. So, we have talked about the lore accessibility. Now let's talk about the lore creation. I am not a lore uncoverer, I am a lore consumer. But in my humble not opinion, Elden Ring has better lore than Sekiro and Dark Souls. Dark Souls lore is more about the world creation. The story of Dark Souls revolves around fire. And Elden Ring lore is more about the actors, the characters who act in a certain way. At least that's my impression. Now, George R.R. Martin helped to create the Elden Ring world. We don't know what exactly Martin wrote for the game. Maybe the part with family love is written by George Martin, and the bare feet part is written by Miyazaki. Now, we don't know if Martin will continue to work with FromSoftware. But what is he gonna do anyway? It's not like if he has to finish his 13-year-old book or whatever. Though it would be cool if George Martin would stick with FromSoftware. I feel like this collaboration is pretty fruitful. Now, in terms of gameplay and combat, I don't think there's much to recommend. FromSoftware is constantly experimenting with its formula. Sekiro, Bloodborne, Elden Ring and Dark Souls are very different games. You can learn more about FromSoftware formula by watching this video. I have a lot of interesting videos for you to check out, so subscribe to the channel for more quality content. Now, Elden Ring is the most popular game of FromSoftware, and I think partially it is because of the open world. Business-wise, open world Soulsborne game proved to be extremely successful. However, I like more the linear Dark Souls 3. The game is far more balanced than Elden Ring. We are yet to see what FromSoftware will choose for its next game. Maybe we will see a mix of both, like what we have seen in Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. The DLC is open world, but it is much more linear than the base game. Me personally, I want a new IP. Something less grim, like Lies of P. What do you think? Now, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and watch my other FromSoftware related videos. And don't forget to leave your generous like. See you later.